The Y2K vampire cult I was in preyed on children. Y'all are not gonna like this, but fandoms frequently prey on children. Online spaces are fertile ground for groomers, and it doesn't always look like you think it's gonna look. If you don't know me, my name is Celeste Mott, and I've been talking about my experience in an online Y2K and Rice vampire cult for the past year. Oftentimes, I will get pushback from people saying, well, that just sounds like a book club. That just sounds like fandom roleplay. How was that a cult? And I'm about to tell you some stuff that I haven't really talked about because for whatever reason, decades later, I still feel compelled to be kind to these women, the fully grown adult women who were behind the scenes of the vampire cult. Many of us were groomed as children by these older women. Just because they were women and not old men does not make that okay. There was a lot of underage cybering going on. At least one instance, this did cross over into being inappropriate and predatory behavior in real life with a minor. Those of us who wound up in the inner circle were often picked because we were vulnerable. Not just young, but from challenging or difficult backgrounds and home lives. Because we had been groomed from the time that we were teenagers, even in situations where the explicit stuff didn't happen until we were over 18, we had been groomed from the time that we were 14, 15, and 16. Ask yourself why any adult woman would have reason to have explicit and intimate conversations and role plays with teenagers on the internet. Internet roleplay is not harmless. It can be used to groom vulnerable people. And in the case of the group I was in, it wasn't just internet roleplay. They told us we were dying. They told us over and over again that we were wrong and bad and terrible people for not believing their bullshit, that they were really vampires. They catfished us. Catfishing behavior is really harmful and damaging regardless of how old you are, but when you are a young teenager who are fed these lies for a decade, the control, manipulation, and psychological damage from that is really intense. Some of these people had children of their own. I'm 39 years old, and there is no way in hell I would be having any kind of conversation, quite frankly, with anybody on the internet who was 13 or 14. I for sure would not be telling them that they were dying from vampire blood and that I was in love with them and would eventually come and make them a vampire, all while having sexually charged conversations with them. So yeah, when I say that the group I was part of was a cult, this is part of what I'm referring to. And they are terrified that I am going to speak more explicitly about this. I have been choosing not to because I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. But in light of everything going on in the country and the world right now, I am less inclined to do that. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're role-playing. It's not okay to act that way toward young people.